Hello and welcome to a new episode of Connections with Jennifer Aaliyah. I am thrilled today to be here with my good friend Tresa, and she has some great things to share, and I'm just so happy to have her on the show. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Jen. I'm so happy to be here.
Could you tell us a little bit about how you got started and who you serve now with your business?
Sure. So I think it actually goes back to when my kids were really little, and I just started finding natural solutions for all sorts of things that were coming up. And then it evolved over time, and I went back to school and I got a degree in holistic nutrition, became a certified holistic health coach. And then I did some fitness training and kind of pulled it all together. And so I'm a Christian health and fitness coach, and I love just helping people. I also share doTERRA essential oils and other natural products. So I love helping people to find ways to be healthy, and the simple things like eating right, moving their bodies, using natural solutions, managing stress, all the things that keep them healthy. And so I work with clients individually, I do group coaching, and I teach a lot of classes, and I just love helping people to feel better.
Yes, that is great. And I know that I have called on you several times to help me in moments of distress, and you always have amazing advice that helps.
Yeah.
So the premise of this show is connections. And so I always ask my guests, what does connections mean to you?
Well, I think that's what life is all about, right? And business. So you've got to connect with people and build a relationship with them so that then they trust you, so that they will come to you especially in a role like mine. I want people to really trust me and know that they can come to me and they can ask that, advice. Like, my daughter's got something going on with her ear, or, I'm eating this and it doesn't seem to be feeling right. Or, I'm trying these different things, but I'm not managing my stress. And like, making those connections with people, getting to know them and them getting to know me helps me to do my job better and to help them. And then they trust me, and then, it's a win for everybody.
Yes, and I would say also in your field, just the connections of what's going on in your world and what's going on in your body and how that affects everything. Because you tell me that all the time, like, well, your environment and the weather, and like there's so many things that affect how you feel and what's going on. And I think that's the beauty of some of the things that you bring in, is making that connection to some things that you may not think it's going to affect, like my foot is hurting, but it's these three things that are going on. It's not really my foot, it's these other imbalances that are happening. So, do you have anything to share with people, like good advice or whatever, about the connections between like what's going into their body and what's going on around their body and how it affects and, just recognizing the connection between the two? So you can.
Yeah. So, and that's a really good point. And a lot of people will say, like, well, but I'm eating really healthy. Well, first of all, their idea of eating healthy may not be really healthy. People say I'm gluten-free, but then they eat all this packaged and processed gluten-free stuff. It's really not good for you. So I always look with people at, like, what are you eating? But I always look at the other parts of their life, and it's a lot of things. What are your relationships like? Do you have a really stressful relationship in your life that's causing you, that affects your physical health? Are you, overly busy and stressed? Because stress affects our physical health. What's your environment like? Are you breathing clean air? And, are you using a whole bunch of chemicals on your body and in your home to clean with? And, all those things affect your physical health. Do you have a good faith community and a good faith life? And are you drinking enough water? Are you getting movement in every day? And movement every day does not mean you have to do like a 45-minute or 2-hour, crazy workout. It means getting up after meals for 10 or 15 minutes and walking or moving around the house. Or if you're sitting at a desk all day, get up every 30 to 45 minutes and take a walk down the hall, little things like that. So when I talk to people about what's going on with them, I look at all the different pieces, because that is really important. And a lot of times it does go beyond just that one thing, like you
Hmm.
said. And I love to put those connections together, and and I've been learning a lot about metabolic health lately and all the little things that affects. And a lot of people, my daughter, she's like, oh, I eat really healthy. I'm like, yeah, you do, but you still have too much sugar, and you've got to look at that. So it's like, I love it. It's like putting the pieces of a puzzle together to help people figure out what's going on. Yeah, and it's making those connections, and helping them to make the connections to see. So sometimes I'll say, I want you to write down everything you're eating for, like a week, but I also want you to write down like what was happening at the time. Is there, what products you're using? Is something going on in your life? Did you have a stressful day? Like, reflect on some of those things too. And then we can go back and look at it and make the connections to figure out what's happening.
Yes, definitely. And I know you have a new program coming out that I'm really excited about joining up on. Could you just share a little bit about that before we wrap up?
Yeah, sure. So I was already working on this program. I call it the Simple Life, because really people think it's really complicated to be healthy, and it's really not. I think it's really simple. Sometimes you just need a guide to help support you on the journey. And I was already working on that. And then doTERRA came out with some new products that are all around metabolic health. And then I started doing a deep dive into learning more about metabolic health, and realized that what I was doing was actually that. And I just needed to make the connection myself so that then I can make the connection for other people. So it's really about getting people, helping them really simply to support the different pillars of metabolic health, which starts with eating real foods and moving your body, managing your stress. Making connections is a big part of it too, making sure you have healthy connections with people. I think that's something we lost in the last few years. But when you can be in person with people and give them hugs and smile and laugh together, it's better for your health. So all those pieces I'm pulling together into a program where it'll be a group coaching program where people can join, and they have the option of, getting the products if they want to use them, which will be smart supplements that will add to that. But just working on those pillars to make sure that they're metabolically healthy, because over 90% of us are not metabolically healthy. And that leads to so many other complications in our life that we don't want to go down that
Yes.
path.
So that is great. Thank you so much for being here today. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. And I do have a couple of freebies, and I'll share the links with you and you can share them. I have a great little, it's like a PDF that shows stretches. And then I have a little video that goes along with it. You can literally do them in your car, at your desk, just about anywhere, because if you're sitting too long, you need to stretch it out. So I have that. And then I have a scriptural meditation that I do to help kind of take the stress away. And it's based on a Bible verse, and it's just a nice talk. You can just listen to it and, calm down at the end of the day, or if you're having a day that's stressful and you need something to kind of bring you back to focus and to the Lord. So I'll share those links with you, and people can connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, here on LinkedIn. I'm on pretty much all the social media. So
Great. And I will be sure to have all those links ready for everybody. So thank you for being here today, and thank you for watching. We'll be back again next Friday for another episode of